it's Aurora and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. Hi. For those who don't know me, I talk about books and writing. I am an ex-copywriter turned fiction writer from the UK. And last month I did Enemies to Lovers as the trope that I did a deep dive of. It actually did pretty well, so we are back, and this time doing Grumpy Sunshine. So we're going to talk about what it is, we're going to talk about why we love it, because it is a very popular trope, and then we're going to talk about where it kind of goes off the rails and where it goes wrong, wrap it up in the neat little conclusion, and all go off and have a wonderful rest of our day. So let's get into it. What is Grumpy Sunshine? So Grumpy Sunshine is when you have one of your love interests is very grouchy, very grumpy, very usually kind of jaded. And then on the other side of the coin, you've got the other person in that couple who is more upbeat, more positive, more chirpy, bit more bounce to their bungee. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I find that it's usually the guy is the grouch and the girl is the sunshine. I don't know, it's usually this way. I have seen it where the woman's been the grumpy. It's kind of rare. And I am going to actually mention an example of that in a little bit. But first up, we're going to talk about why we love it. So, why do we love Grumpy Sunshine? First of all, I think unlike Enemies to Lovers, where I do not know anyone who has gone from being like hating someone to loving them. I've been the sunshine to a few grumpy people in my time. And I've known a few people where, like, within a couple, yeah, one of them has the more sort of, like, grouchy sort of jadedness, and the other one is a lot more bouncy. And where I like it is that it creates a really lovely balance. You know, they both bring a very needed perspective from the outside into their relationship. They balance each other out. They create this really lovely harmony. One brings one kind of more down to earth because of sunshiny people. We can been a bit away with the fairies, you know what I mean? Whereas, you know, the sunshine can turn to the grumpy and be like, come on, you know, look on the bright side, be positive. Things are nowhere near as bad as they look. Everything's going to be okay. They do. They create a harmony. They create a balance. And I think that's really beautiful. You know, done well, a grumpy and a sunshine complement each other. So where does it go wrong? Well, for one thing, it's when it goes to extremes. So you've got, say, a grump who is taken to extreme can be absolutely horrible. Like, and I've seen it. Okay, my example is here. The one time I've seen the Grumpy Sunshine where the grumpy was a woman was The Christmas Tree Farm by Laurie Gilmore. Don't get me wrong, I love the Dream Harbour books. I don't like Christmas Tree Farm because Kira isn't grumpy. She's just a bitch. And I don't say that lightly, but she's really horrible. She's just constantly snarky. She's constantly snappy. If someone talked to my friend in that way, I would be taking them aside and saying, hey, enough is enough. This is veering into bullying and you're not a nice person. Sort this out. I don't know what you're going through, but we all go through things. Stop. And then on the other side of the coin, you've then got the sunshiny people who are way too away with the fairies, and it borders into caricature, like manic pixie dream girl and straight up childishness. And we don't want that in our grown-ups. We don't want childishness. Having a childlike sense of joy is a beautiful thing, and I think more people need it. You know, hello, I'm wearing a freaking Pikachu t-shirt, but you know, I do have that, you know, slightly sort of, you know, sense of joy about me, but man, I'm grounded in reality and I'm not constantly sticking my tongue out and stamping my foot and all these things that you can see in a sunshine character. I'm currently reading Under Lock and Key, which I'm enjoying way more than I thought I would. Just side note here. That is a bit of a grumpy sunshine. She has moments of that. Thankfully, they are very rare. There's like one or two and then it gets dialed right the heck back. And I actually quite like them as a grumpy sunshine because him with the grumpy makes a lot of sense. She's been through it, and yet her sunshininess is how she got through it, and it makes sense. I think they're a really good couple for, like, showing how that's done. My other good couple, actually, is Behind the Net, because that is marketed as Grumpy Sunshine. Doesn't feel like a Grumpy Sunshine, because it's very subtle. We like subtlety sometimes. But anyway, we're going to go back to, like, where it's done wrong, because I've just fully sidetracked here. But the other thing is that At best, they can be grating when done badly. At worst, we're just putting the book down. Because the thing is, no one wants to follow an absolute horrible bully of a person. Just, okay, there are the whole bully romance things, but this is not that. You know, finding love and having someone falling in love with them, because it's like, wait, what about you has been lovable that deserves this wonderful human being? And on the other side of the coin, you've got the, God, you are so childish, I don't know how you function in the real world. Why does anyone gonna want, you're basically this weird little almost people pleaser freaking dingus who is just so away with the fairies. Why does anyone want to date this person? I don't get it. You are irritating with it. So yeah, again, taken to extremes, it goes very wrong. I think this one works best when there is a lot more subtlety to it. So yeah, I've mentioned a few where it's been done well and where it's been done badly. And now I just want to throw it out to you. What are your favourite Grumpy Sunshine books? What are your recommendations? And also, do you have any tropes you want to see me like have a little chat about? Because eventually I'm going to run out of them. And yeah, that's all I've got for you today. If you enjoyed this video, do please give it a like. It is a huge help to me. And if you want to see more of me, then please do hit the subscribe button because it massively, massively helps my channel out. And yeah, take care guys, and I'm going to see you next week. Bye!